It is Wednesday morning. We're at Bayview, and this little guy here was presented for a mandibular symphysis fracture, and it's at least 2 weeks old. And I just got some really close shots and got a good look at it a minute ago. I actually just even ground up about a month's worth of growth, so none of the physiology is adding up. But at the same time, this guy deserves a chance to fix it. So what we're going to do, hopefully tomorrow or the next few days, we'll freshen up those edges, wire that lower beak back together again where it's supposed to be. And then once that's done, hopefully we'll get some decent growth. But what bothers me is the skin is completely healed between there, and there'll be there'll be a small hole. Thanks, buddy.
He's trying to get used to that now.
Yeah, it's true. He didn't bite too hard. He's like, yeah,
uh-huh. You.
All right, sit still. Try to get a picture of this here. All right, now hold still. Yep, there's the inner edge. That is definitely more than 2 weeks old. Okay, you are looking at this tiny little conure who has a mandibular fracture that's probably... You getting a little hot there? What you doing? Okay. Anyway, he has a mandibular fracture right at the symphysis. Historically speaking, I say this is only about 2 weeks old, but I just ground off about a month's worth of growth off the end of that beak there. So hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll have a chance to go in there and get those edges freshened up. Yeah, you can see where it's grown over the edge. But we'll freshen them up and get them ready. Dude, how come you have such thick hair?
Get away from my ear. What are you doing? Are you ready?
He was actually being very nice. Okay. So what is that? That's a cool, it's a good color red though. I like the red color.
Will you stop fooling around? Come. What is up with you in my lip? Come on. Come on.
Okay, here it goes, buddy. Put these in perspective, we have our Dremel tool. This is an oral surgery, so it's not really sterile, but the instruments that we'll be using have been sterilized except for the Dremel. These guys here have been soaked, so we have something to grind down the beak with. We have that sharp little piece there that may be used to freshen up the tissue where the old scar tissue is. There is a diamond cutting burr to make sure that any leftover, or if you need to trim away some of the pin stuff, it'll be done nice and done. Because this is so small, we're going to use 22 gauge needles as our bone drill. Okay, it turns out they come out sterile, they're sharp, they're pointed, and they can actually eat their way through the bone much faster and with a smaller hole than most orthopedic drills offer. Matter of fact, they just don't make orthopedic drills for birds, so we have to use something like this in the meantime. There's our sterile wire going through. I even pulled out one of my micro wire twisters and needle holders, and there's the camera, 5-minute epoxy if we need it. So we got lots of stuff. Over here, spare pin pack for exotics, and oops, put this around the other way. If it turns out we get in there, we find out that we need to use a small plate. This is a maxillofacial plate pack that was once used in human medicine that I have adapted for use in surgery for my turtles. I just call this a turtle plating pack. We have tons of things to grind metal and cut with if we need to. And this has turned into my turtle or spike's foot making kit. So we can melt plastics, ABS and otherwise, thanks to a friend of mine. We have 2 3D printing pens and all the equipment that we need there. And that's everything. Oh, we can't forget the boom box for the music that you will be hearing in the background. Today's choices will be George Mason, and only George Mason, because he's one of the only people who's given me permission to use his music on the videos and YouTube, and tired of them bitching about it. All right, so with that in mind, we're going to get started in a second now. Okay. Not knowing how this is going to turn out, we're going to do our best to make sure this comes out rosy. But whenever you sedate birds, it's always a scary thing for us. And for the bird, obviously. Anyway, we're going to gas this guy down. We have 2 masks there available. A larger one to get him in initially, and then a smaller one, which Vanna here is showing off. You would be Vamber. We have lots of documentation. Right there is the Fusion camera getting to 360. Right over here is a GoPro camera. That one just died on me, so you don't get that one. But just in case that one and that one doesn't work, we actually got some backup on the phone here for the last 15 minutes. Vamber has been getting tons of pictures. Anyway, so the mission is, if I can make this happen. If you picture the jaw right there at the symphysis where it meets right in front of the rostral area is broke. Okay, it's been like this for at least 2 weeks, according to the amount of growth that I pulled off this thing yesterday. At least a month old. Okay, because of I had to grind quite a bit of beak away to be able to see the lesion itself, and the part where the beak has actually come together has got quite a bit of granulation tissue on there. So we're going to sedate him, freshen up that granulation tissue, put that beak together, drill a hole through the 2 pieces of beak. Put a wire through and wire them back together again, just like you would your average mandibular symphysis fracture in a mammal, and then decide whether or not we need some external fixation. When I mean external fixation, I'm not talking IM pins. I'm talking basically like a catcher's nest thing. We're gonna mold a piece of metal around the bottom of that beak, kind of in a U, and then put that in with some special epoxies. We have a fan here to blow to get some fresh air to our patient. Just in case things are, the stuff's a little bit on the caustic side. I tried to pick a brand that was not too bad, and so that will be the secondary fix on the outside. Hopefully between those 2 pieces of metal, we will get this stable enough where this guy can speak will actually go back together again. Because it has been so long since the initial injury, it's hard to know just how well this tissue is going to come back together again, and this bird may be living with a piece of metal in its jaw for a long time. If not, then in theory it should just grow out over a long period of time, and one day it'll just pop off and be a cute little bookmark for Mom to put in her smoosh book. Scrapbook, sorry, smoosh book. Anyway, so with that in mind, we'll have that on here, we'll have that on these. Vamber is always taking pictures and documenting stuff. It's the lovely Vamber.
Hello.
Her name's really Amber. I'm just picking on her today.
Where you got Vamber from?
She is our, because Vanna, Amber, Amber, got it? Okay.
Got it.
Because I did use the Vanna reference first. All right, okay, so total of 3 minutes of explanation. We'll see how this works, and that's it for now. Wish him luck. Decent bond, got the bone back together again. The soft tissue will have to wait till later. It's just too much anesthesia for this guy. But, because he's been at this for a while. Alright, that's what it looks like. Hey dude, wake up. Alright, there's our buddy. About 15-20 minutes post-op. Doing a whole lot better. Oh, I know, this stuff tastes nasty. Bloody gross. Bloody gross. Yeah, blood is gross. Alright, it's now about 2 hours post-op. And that area is looking good. Hey, you tired? I know. I know. Mom's coming. He's trying out his new beak for the first time.
So I don't know what happened, but you remember Sable Bigness?
The black German Shepherd?
So, when you want to schedule her, like the second week of October, but when I pull up his account, it's like wiped out. Like it has this information. That
Oh,
nothing.
because don't you get me. Don't you get me. Ah, don't you get me.
How you doing? All right, I need you to be strong today and want to live really hard, okay? Because we're gonna have to go in and fix your jaw, and I need you to help me. I need you to be a good birdie. Okay? Okay? Be a good birdie. I'm gonna make you eat again. You can eat solid foods. Okay. Although I'm not gonna tell Mom to get rid of your applesauce. All right. So you know. Hey, dude. Hey, hold still. There's just blood in my mouth. How the hell? I soaked up as much as I could. Look at him.